Well, 3 years ago, I had a religious experience, and I basically discovered consciousness in what people say when they call meditation and all that thing. So I started to meditate, and I really thought about the fact that maybe this whole thing is not existing. Matlab, this is assimilation.
What do you mean this whole thing is not existing?
I mean, we are assimilation. We are assimilation.
I'm not sure I follow.
Like the reality around you is a simulation, like everything that you're experiencing?
We are a simulation. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's the idea that came into my mind when I was meditating.
Okay.
Over and over again. And one day I just fainted, and before that I was really manic. Before that I was really manic about
life in the simulation? No, I mean,
yeah.
So you were, seriously? Because I was just, kind of being a little facetious there. But so the simulation idea was kind of freaking you out a little.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I fainted, and then I was really confused about what's happening. So I was thinking very weird things that, God is making me do this. There is a test in all this, and I have somehow failed or somehow passed, and the world is ending for me. I am the only, because when you experience life through your lens, and you don't experience life through other people's lenses. You just imagine that they are just like your lens.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
But
Hello?
Okay.
Your lens is fundamental. Your lens is fundamental.
Sure.
It is the only experience. It is the only whole that you're receiving information from.
Sure.
So to assume that other people are existing out there is a bit of a leap, if you can say, because you can't experience what they're experiencing.
Okay. Do you got anything else, or was that it? Because I mean, I would tend to agree with you that we basically have this foundational reality that we call the consensus.
Have you ever meditated?
Yes.
So what is that experience? Do you experience things more differently than you did before?
It doesn't affect me so much when I come out of it. It affects me when I'm in it, right? So when I do it, I have a lot of weird experiences, but when I come out of it, it's almost like when I wake up from a dream.
Because I have experienced a complete difference in the amount of efficiency that I have.
Okay, I've had some experiences, let's just say on some illicit substances, where I have carried things that I was able to do that I couldn't do when I wasn't doing that. Like, let's just make it straightforward. I have been unable to do things, taken drugs, been able to do them, and then been able to do them after. So I have had that experience with drugs. You have had that experience with meditation.
Well, I have that experience with drugs too.
Okay. So I'm with you. But I mean, what is it that, what is the purpose of the call here today?
So you and Matt, you fundamentally believe in a very materialistic world, right?
Sure, yeah.
The materialistic sense of it. You don't acknowledge the spiritualistic sense of it at all.
Correct.
Now, what
Now,
you are
I say
doing
correct.
right now.
I can't really speak for Matt. I think he would say that that's correct, but I'm speaking for myself. I should clarify. That is correct for me.
And yes, and that's correct for Matt also, and that's correct for everyone who is like a hardcore atheist. And
Well,
Not
no,
necessarily, yeah.
no.
It's-
I've met atheists who believe, for example, in souls, and atheists who believe in ghosts. They just don't believe in gods.
Or even like spiritual
Oh.
connections and that type of.
But I would agree with you that most atheists would probably reject that, and I'm perfectly happy talking about my views.
Okay. So now, you are also part of something, like you're a community of atheists.
Sure. Yes.
So a community is doing something greater than yourself.
The community does things.
Say it again?
Community is something which is basically you do greater than yourself. You are a singular person.
Right, interdependency is what that's called, right? So you have people that are dependent and then they grow to be independent. Usually, sometimes there's things that affect that, but in general, most people will become independent, and then you can become either codependent or interdependent. And interdependent would be when you come together with other people to achieve more than you can achieve by yourself.
Yeah. And so that's sort of a brotherhood that you, sorry, it's a wrong word.
No, I
but
understand.
that's like
It's cool. I understand what you're trying to convey.
it's sort of a brotherhood of people doing things that they believe in, right? And that is what spirituality is.
That's what you're saying that you would call spirituality, but I don't see what's non-materialistic about that.
Sure.
I mean, a person living and a person dead have the same amount of atoms.
But they're not working the same way. A lamp that lights and a lamp that doesn't light have the same amount of atoms.
No.
No?
No.
Why do you say no?
Because a lamp that doesn't work, the tungsten of the lamp would be destroyed, so there won't be that, it won't work that properly. So there would be some.
What if the
fault
cord
in
just
lamp.
isn't working right? What if there's a short in the cord?
But it still has the same amount of atoms total. It's just a short.
It's just a short. But there would be a difference, right? It's a short, right?
Yeah, and there's a difference between a
but
live
in a-
body and a dead body, which is that
No,
the
no,
components.
no.
Well, yes. What do you mean no? The components are no longer
no.
functioning. They have something is given out.
This is the major argument here, right? So the argument is that there is something, I mean, the duality is there.
No, you're saying that, but I'm saying no. I'm saying I don't see it. If a car runs and another car doesn't run, right, or the car doesn't run tomorrow, like I had a battery that died, you gonna tell me that there's some major difference in like that the car had a spirit in it the day before? I get out and go to start it, it needs a new battery. The battery's dead, it failed to function, and now the car doesn't run anymore. I go put a new battery in it, now the car runs. Did I go buy a new soul for my car?
Well, I'll tell you something,
Sell those at Walmart.
that after meditating, I found myself to be hooked on to some like 10 car batteries. I really understood what it is to be alive. Before that, I was questioning things. After that, I understood why things are the way they are.
Well, I'm glad that you had a great experience from meditation. I'm not sure that the answers that you got are actually correct, but you got something that satisfied you, and I understand that from what you're saying.
And you didn't get that.
No, I felt like I was floating above my bed, and I really don't believe I was floating above my bed. I think it was just the experience. Like I said, a dream. Things happen to me in dreams too that are really awesome sometimes and bizarre or terrifying, but I don't think they're actually happening or that they have bearing. I mean, you can do things with your brain.
And you said that your efficiency didn't improve?
Not from meditation, but it had, like, again, I will acknowledge that it did from drugs.
But my efficiency improved with the meditation.
That's
also.
fine.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that. I've had that experience with drugs. I understand.
Correctly, I'm using it correctly, if I could say that, or would it not?
No, I think that what you're saying is fine. I'm not doubting that somebody could achieve through meditation what I achieved through drugs. I'm not saying that they can't.
Okay.
They just sound like, just why is it significant? I guess that you achieved it through meditation. Was that, like, I don't know, is that any more significant than you getting it through drugs? I don't know if it made a difference, but.
But that experience can happen, yes. You can gain, you can gain some kind of weird capacities, and then realize after you come down off of that meditation or the drug or whatever, and still understand how to do that. And it's kind of amazing. I agree. It's like, wow, that was super cool. But now I can build a 3-story card house. I couldn't before. I don't know that there's that it's going to make me rich, but I can do it.
What I think is that man is dead without spirituality.
Well, I know you're saying you think
He needs
that.
something to guide himself. He needs something to guide himself.
But
I don't.
Before you said spirituality was just what people coming together in the community to
but
do.
I'm going to say I feel a bit like we're dealing with a testimonial here. This is a testimonial, and we really don't do testimonials, Ram. I mean, if you want to call and talk about how, why you believe a thing, but if you just want to say, I meditated and now...
Have you ever heard of Osho?
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 I don't think so.
No.
Okay. So you can, he was a spiritual guru in the 70s who came to the US, and there's a Netflix special on him. You can search, you can do some it's called Wild Wild Country.
Okay.
Free published. It's a show about how this guru, he influenced his people to new heights of basically achieving life, living life more fully.
Okay.
All right.
So that's it. That's all the show is about, and it's also about how the underlings of him were corrupt and all those things that happened. So that always happens sometimes, I guess.
Okay, I'm not sure how that.
All right. I'm going to say that we need to cut this call because I think what we're dealing with here is a testimonial. And we don't really do testimonials. I would encourage you to look up testimonials and get an idea of what that is, because it's generally...
Okay, I don't... I
Thank you, Ram.